Hello everyone, my name is Shyam. I am an internet Intellify. So in this video, we will discuss commonly used probability distribution in machine learning literature. So I want to say that the probability and statistics are the foundational pillars of data science. And we can see that the underlying structure of machine learning and data science is nothing but the statistical mathematics and linear algebra. So it is very essential to learn this probability distribution and different types of probability distributions. So before going forward, we will discuss what is random variable. So random variable, it is just a possible outcome from the random phenomena, and it has two types, discrete and continuous. Discrete means it is countable, and continuous means it can take number of possible values, that it can also be in infinite. So let's start. First probability distribution, that is uniform distribution. So uniform distribution is also called rectangular distribution, in which we are using two variables, that is A and B, where A is the minimum and B is the maximum value, and the interval can be either closed, that is it can include extreme value, that is A and B, or it will exclude, that is the case of the open interval. So if you see on the right hand side, f of x is equal to 1 upon b minus a for a less than equal to x less than equal to b, and 0 for x less than a or x greater than b. So if the values of x is less than a, and if the value or the value of x is greater than b, then the frequency it is set at 0, and if the values of x is in between the a and b, then we are setting the values as a 1 upon b minus a. You can also see this is graph. If the values of x is less than a, then it is setting the value as 0, and if it is greater than b, then also it is setting as value 0, and in between the a and b, it has the frequency values 1 upon b minus a. Okay, so let's see the visualization of this. So I am using Colab for this tutorial series. Colab is a very good web application where you can write your code and you don't have to install any library. So just you have to write your code and it will produce you an whatever output you want according to your code. So let's start. First I am import Seaborn library. So what this syntax means? So import in Python is nothing but we are getting something, right? So here import Seaborn is nothing but we are importing that Seaborn library into our code. Library is nothing but the combination of methods, and the method or function can be said as the combination of instructions. So here we including some library, that is we are including some functions or methods, so that we can use that function or method in our code. And this as SNS, we are just giving the another name to this library for our simplicity. So you can give whatever name you want, but this is the standard one. Then I will produce some random value so that I can plot the graph by using this random value. So I will create one variable, that is n is equal to 1000, start is equal to 10, width is equal to 20. Okay, so n is equal to 1000. So what does mean? So whenever you see this type of expression, always it has the right to left. So it will take the values 1000 and set this value 1000 into the n. So n will store the value 1000, right? So similar is for start and width. So next I will make one variable for storing a random variable. So uniform dot rvs, size I am setting as n Then loc, that is starting point, I will set it as to variable start. Then scale, I'm setting this as to the width, right? So next point, so what does this mean? So I am calling uniform, right? So for this uniform, we are need to import another class from the SciPy library. So I will import that first from SciPy dot stat import uniform. Okay, so from means we are importing this class. This is uniform is a class. So we are using or importing this class from the SciPy.stat library. Okay. So for printing the result in color, so I am setting the Seaborn library parameter using set method, setting parameter as color underscore code is equal to true. Okay, so then I will just run this. Okay, so it will showing this an output. So it is successfully imported, and it is showing one warning. So it is deprecated, that is we are using some folder naming convention, right? So don't worry about that, it will not give an error, just the modification done in the library. So next we are using this class, and in this class we are using this RVS method. This is just the method for creating random values, right? So as for doing operation, right, so you need some values, right? So suppose for doing some by drawing line, so you need pencil, right? So for this the method also needs some parameter, so it can use that parameter in the function and do some operation on that value. So we are providing three values, that is size n. So it will produce an 1000 or equal to n number of random values. Loc or LOC, it is nothing but the starting where you want to start your random values, and scale is equal to width. So how much width, that is I am setting this start as 10, so it will produce and random values from the 10, and scale is equal to width. This is nothing but the it will take the width as 20, and from 10 plus 20 it will produce the values up to 30, right? So width is setting as 20. So let's run this. So I am not printing anything, so it will not show you any output. Now moving to forward, I will use sns.displot from the Seaborn library and passing this as the data uniform, comma beans is equal to 100, comma KDE is equal to true, color is equal to black, comma then the last parameter is KWS is equal to line width 15, comma alpha is equal to 1. So what does this line represent? So I am using this plot method from this SNS library and passing some parameters to that library, so it will do some operation on this and give you the graph or plot. So in which I am passing these random values, right? So that we have calculated from uniform.rvs method. So then next parameter beans, so it will set the beans is equal to 100, so it will produce an histogram of beans is equal to 100. Then KD is equal to true. This is thus the plot, a density plot, right? And then the next parameter color is just the plot the values in black color. Hist KWS is we are providing some the line width option, right, in the value in the form of JSON and or dictionary. So in which we are providing the values line width as 15 and alpha is equal to 1. Then I am just set some X label and Y label. X is equal to uniform distribution, then the Y label frequency. So let's run this code. Okay, so this is just the setting the x-axis name and y-axis name. So if you see the graph is starting its values from the tail, right? So we are set to this random values that start the random values from the tail. So it will starting the random values from 10 and up to width 20, that is from 10 to width 20, that is total 30. So it will produce and random values up to 30 and it will produce an histogram like this. You can see this histogram. Okay, so next, if you observe, we have used uniform distribution x-axis because it is independent variable and we already always know that we are setting x-axis as independent variable and the dependent variable on y-axis. So this is the graph of the uniform distribution. So you can see this graph. This is representing some random values, right? So from 10 to 20. And this RVS method is used for the generating random values. So let's move to next point, that is normal distribution. It is also called Gaussian distribution. It is the most widely used probability distribution in machine learning and data science. It has the bell-shaped density curve. Okay, so you will see this in the graph also. And the parameter mu is the mean or it is also called an median or mode, and sigma is nothing but the standard deviation and variance is the sigma square. You know this term in the probability. So let's see the probability density function for normal distribution. So it is just setting the values of f of x equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi sigma square into e raised to the power of minus x minus mu whole square upon 2 sigma square. It will calculate these values by setting the values of x, mu and sigma square and produce an output, and that output we will plot on the graph. So we are using same library, that is Seaborn, to produce. And you can see in the graph also the values are more dense near the mean, that is the mu, and the value decreases as we move away from the mean value, right? So let's see the code of this. So for this I will use same library scipy dot stats, and in which I am importing one class, and for this normal distribution I am using normal class from the scipy library. So again we need some random values for plotting the graph, so I am generating these values from the norm class and using RVS method, same as in the uniform distribution. So I will give size as 1000, or you can give more than, so I will give 10,000. Okay, so let's see what it will produce, and I will set as starting point as 0 and that scale is up to 1. So you know that the sum of the all probabilities is equal to 1. So it will just the produce and random values and store that random values in the data underscore normal variable. So now it's time to plot the graph. So no need to write again code, just the copy the code which we have written above. So just change this to now data underscore normal, cause we now want to print for the normal distribution. So again set bean as 100, no need to change. KD is true, color you can remain this is black, hist KWS is also remain black, just the change to this uniform to normal. Let's run this code. So as you can see, this is the produces and the Gaussian plot, right? So in the graph you can see that the values, that is the frequency values, are more dense near the mean, that is the near the value 0, and it is decreasing on the both sides of the mean. So as you can see, it is decreases continuously, and on the right hand side also it is decreases continuously. Okay, so this is the graph of the normal distribution, and in the next video we are going to see Gaussian distribution, sorry, gamma distribution. So this is the first part. In next part we will see gamma distribution. Thank you.